of 2nd of August 2014 and the period of 15 October 2014.
Uqhamuka ngelanga lange-2 isilungiso nje kuphela lapho uqhamuka ngelanga lange-2 zaka August ngomnyaka 2014 kuze kufinca ke ngelanga lange-15 zaka October ngomnyaka ka-2014 ngabe wacela yini imininingwane ke kumabhange?
My Lord, I don't have a recollection of that because the two dates that Advocate Mshololo is referring to relate to the calls, not a financial transaction. They relate to the calls that were picked up between Ms. Kelly Kumalo and accused number 5. That is the date of the 2nd of August 2014 and the one of 15 October 2014.
Uyasho ukuthi wona ke lapho asikhulumike ngama-transaction noma ukukhokhelwa kwemali noma mhlawumbe ukuhambiswa kwemali ngokwebhangi ke kepha lapho sikhuluma ke ngocingo noma ama-calls enzeka ke phakathi komsolwa wesi-5 futhi noKelly Khumalo.
No, I know that that's the evidence on record, Brigadier. But my question, just answer my question. Did you request the bank transactions covering that period of 2 August or 15 October?
Uyasho ukuthi lapho ke sikhuluma ukuthi ngabe wacela yini ebhange imininingwane uqala ngelanga lange-2 zaka October ngomnyaka 2014 kuze kufince ke ngelanga lange-15 zaka October ngomnyaka 2014.
My Lord, I don't have a recollection, but one will have to check because the record starts in 2014. So I don't have a specific recollection of whether when I requested this document, I started at the beginning of 2014 to date. Or what? So if perhaps then one will need to ask the court's indulgence that perhaps during the long adjournment then I can check the application in terms of the date. I may have covered it, but I'm not sure, my Lord.
Uyasho ukuthi akanaso isikhumbulo esigcweleke ngemalana nodaba lolo ke kepha yena ke yasho ukuthi malana nacelile ke akanaso isiqiniseko yiso ukuthi ngabe lo daba lolu waliqhubeka ngesikhathi lesi kade ke bhala ke isicelo sakhe noma kade esenza isicelo sakhe ke ngoba kwethe ukuthi uma ngabe inkantolo ingaze mthatha case kasha lesinazo ukuthi ithathe ikhefu ke lapho ke la athathule khona isikhathi esanele sokuthi abuke ubufakazi bakhe bonke lokho obukhona lapha phambi kwakhe ukuthi ngabe lo daba lolo ufakile noma akakaze afake yini.
Okay, you can check that later on, Colonel, but let's continue for now.
Sorry, for my understanding, is it obvious or factual that if there's a bank transaction, you mention your name? Because people bank money using the depositor's name. If you bank money for me, you go to Standard Bank and you see Rata Mukhatle. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't necessarily say so and so who is not. It doesn't follow that if Kelly, for instance, banks money on behalf of whoever, will use a particular name. Doesn't follow. Does it follow, Ms. Mshololo?
Yes, my Lord, I can clarify that question, my Lord, from the witness.
Okay.
Yes. I know you've already said you're not sure whether you have records for these two periods, but on the other transactions contained in exhibits EE6 and 8, if a person deposits the money to someone else, and then how would you connect, how would you link that transaction? Is it not by account numbers of the two respective parties?
Manje kulombuzo ke eyasho ukuthi umile bekakubuzile kepha wathi awunaso isiqiniseko salokho ke manje kumbuzo athanda ukuthi awubuze mhlawumbe incazelo athiwe incazelo lakho wena ke ukuthi uma ngabe abantu ababili ke lapho ke benza ke ufakelana ke imali khona ke ngaba ababhali yini imininingwane yabo ukuthi zena kukhona ukubona ukuthi le mali qhamuka kumuntu othizeni ibese iya kumuntu othizeni.
My Lord, my understanding, you will establish the link. That is firstly in terms of the accounts. If the money is transferred from one account, transferred, not cash deposit, to another, because then you are able to identify the account number, and obviously you can get the details of the account holder in the B section, and then subsequently say A, and then moved to the person who received it. So that is the first point, my Lord.
Yasiphuza lakho lokuqala ke uma ngabe umuntu transfera ke imali engayenzi ke udeposit imali ke kula khona ukudobha khona kubona imali qhamuka kumuntu othizeni bese kumala khona iya kumuntu othizeni.
When it's a cash deposit, my Lord, you will establish the a link only if the person who makes the deposit makes a specific reference, because they can put anything, anything. They can put my name. They can put, whatever reference that they put. So all you will have is where the money is going to, but the depositor, it depends what the depositor put. What you'll be able to prove is that the recipient received that X amount through the bank or ATM deposit, my lord.
Uyasuthi mayelana nodeposit ke imali ke uma umuntu edeposit ke imali emshinini webhangi ke lapho ke uvame ukuthi asebenzise nanoma yiliphi ke igama akavamile ukuthi asebenzise igama lakhe eliqondile noma igama lakhe leqiniso kepha ke umuntu othola ke imali leyo ke yena ke uthi abone ukuthi imali yena ke qhamuka kubani ke ngoba kuze umuntu esebenzise igama elithizeni.
And my understanding, my lord, this is under the normal course of bank transactions. It differs then when there are criminal activities taking place, because people then will want to conceal the identity of what they are doing, be it money laundering or any form of criminality. So the first two examples I've made are insofar as normal bank transactions when you do investigation in that regard. But then when such transactions banks are used for criminal activities, then the picture changes completely, because I don't think any criminal, my lord, will just put his details and say, or suspect and say, me, I'm depositing this money for someone to be killed, or I'm depositing this money for someone. That you will not find, my lord.
Uyasho khona njalo kokujobela ke ingazelo yakhe kumfakazi ukuthi ke uma kwenzeka ugebengu ke esikhathini esiningi ke umuntu noma isigebengu leso kasifamile ukuthi sibhale ke imininingwane yaso eqondile asho ukuthi mina ke ngubani ngifakela uzibani ke imali yakhe eqhamuka kuyena ke ngoba ke lapho konke mhlawumbe benza ke ugebengu noma ukushushubisa ke ngemali ke.
Okay. But also, just for the sake of clarity, Brigadier, in respect of this case, there is no cash deposit that was transferred in either of these exhibits, in either of these bank records for accused number 5 from Ms. Kelly Kumalo to accused number 5.
Mayelana nofakazi obukhona ke la enkantolo uyasho khona kumele ukuthi akukho la kubadeposita ke khona imali kade kucash eqhamuka ke kukhile Khumalo iya ke kumsola wesihlanu noma eqhamuka kumsola wesihlanu yakukhile Khumalo.
Yes, that's true, my lord. But what we have on the investigation, at least the transactions that we can prove, is that money was paid in cash at Basutino Hostel on the day of the incident. We can account for some payments there in cash, and a later amount, as I've indicated in my last testimony, of 30,000. That was paid specifically by accused number 5 to accused number 2. That is now, you'll find that in the exhibit HH and JJ. I covered that aspect. But it was cash transaction. There's no evidence that we found.
No, Colonel, I'm referring to these exhibits. Triple E, we are on Triple E.
Yes, can I just finish, my lord? Because remember, can I just finish? Because these exhibits, the question that I'm being asked is in relation to this offense in general. We don't have evidence or any suggestion in the docket that says the money was transferred by Ms. Kelly Kumalo to any of the accused. What we have when it comes to the monies that comes to existence after the deceased was shot, my lord, is that money was paid in cash. That is what we can put our hands on, my lord.